Sou campeão, campeão dos pesos leves se chama Charles Oliveira. Eu tô vindo com
Lightweight champion is the
peso.
name is Charles Oliveira, and I'm
Tudo bem,
defending
cara,
what's
me
mine.
avisar. Eu
I
fui
got
roubado
robbed
na
at that
balança.
scale. I mean, they try to play with
Tentaram
my
mexer na minha
head,
cabeça,
but
mas
as you saw, it didn't
não
work.
chegaram nem perto disso. Eu vou nocautear o
I'm
Islam.
gonna knock out Islam Makhachev in the first round.
Charles Oliveira, welcome back to BT Sport. How are you, sir?
Bem, 100%, perfeito. Obrigado pelo carinho.
Listen, you have brought the party. You brought the party to Abu Dhabi. I can see the whole team here. It feels like a stag do, as we would say in England, a bachelor party, as you would say over in the States. Everybody's here.
Pô, tá a equipe toda, o time inteiro.
Of course, some people are missing. What matters is the team is here 100% in spirit. We came in here having a party. We're celebrating. It's a celebration of everything we've been going through, and we're going to continue.
And everybody's gone for the blonde hair. I like that the whole team has gone for the blonde hair.
Todo mundo. Ah, cara, a gente
We did it once. It worked out well. It's something that we like to play around with. And there's a saying in Brazil. We say, a team that's winning, you don't make any changes.
I can't do it. I haven't got enough. But is it a camaraderie thing? Does that give you that sense of team? Because MMA is a solo man sport. There's only you in that cage. But the hair symbolizes the team strength that stands behind you.
A equipe, os outros falam que é equipe.
Everybody likes to say we're a team, but we're a family. We have so much fun. That's why we're always together. That's where we're going to go. No matter where we go together. And you're always going to see us together. So we are a family. That's it. 100% of the people are with me.
A gente tá se divertindo junto.
Every family has a crazy uncle. Who's the crazy uncle in these guys?
This guy right here, one of the craziest guys I've seen. He's a crazy dude. Great win in the second fight of the UFC recently. Trying to make some history here. So that's our crazy guy right there. And he hits really hard.
I've noticed this week, no glasses. Talk to me about that. Have we had the corrective eye surgery pre this fight?
Acho que já tem mais ou menos 6 meses.
About 6 months ago, yeah, got surgery, got those eyes fixed, and yeah, I can see it 100%.
Does that make you even more dangerous now that you can actually see full on?
Com certeza.
Of course. I mean, before I was hitting so hard without even being able to see anything. Imagine now that I can actually see what I'm hitting.
On a serious note, mentality-wise, how different are you now as a fighter, as a man, than when you started your UFC journey 12 years ago?
Acho que com certeza a minha mentalidade mudou muito, né?
My mentality has changed a lot. I mean, there's so much that goes into it if you think about it. You can't come in physically ready and spiritually ready, and if you're not mentally focused. So my mentality is that of being completely focused on something, and you can see it. I don't listen to what they say, and see how much it's changed me as a fighter. I get knocked down, and it doesn't matter. I keep going at it. It's just a different mentality, and of course, the experience.
Was there a moment that changed that mentality, that took it to the next level?
Eu acho que com certeza o nascimento da minha
I
filha.
think the birth of my daughter, at that moment, I thought you need to do everything within your power to give her the best that she deserves. Surely the birth of my daughter.
You give the best post-fight interviews in the UFC. I don't speak your language, but when I translate what you say, it gives me chills. It's like things from a movie. Do you pre-plan those, or is it just something that comes to you in the moment?
Não.
Nope, it's just it just flows. I mean, truth is, the man upstairs just put the right words in the right spot at the right time.
With that in mind, the fans believe that the champion does have a name. But are you approaching this fight as a champion, or are you approaching it as a challenger, given the fact that it's a vacant title officially?
Sou campeão, campeão dos pesos leves se chama Charles Oliveira.
Nope.
Vindo com uma defesa.
Lightweight champion is the name is Charles Oliveira, and I'm defending what's mine. I got robbed at that scale. I mean, they try to play with my head, but as you saw, it
Chegaram
didn't
nem
work.
perto disso.
I'm frightened just looking at you right now. You mean business. I can see that there is a fire behind your eyes. Talk to me about that moment where you ended up losing your title on those scales on that day after a lifetime of work leading you to that point.
Cara, eu fui roubado, não tenho o que fazer. Eu bati meu peso na quinta-feira. O time inteiro sabe.
Man, the vibe was so good when he came down. He came down with that happy vibe. Everybody was feeling great. The spirit was actually just to come down and come up and start eating and getting back up to weight. And I mean, there was nothing that we could do. No matter what weight we were we were trying to beat at that moment. It seemed like you're always going to be, 200 grams off by our standards. So what happened was we had to focus. We had to think of the challenge at hand. We had to think of the fight and just do our job.
We spoke about mentality earlier. You obviously dealt with that moment and did your job. Would the Charles Oliveira of 12 years ago dealt with that differently?
Com certeza teria ficado abalado.
I surely would have been shook. It's a learning process. It's an evolution. You grow, you evolve, you become better. Surely, the Charles of 12 years ago would have basically felt very shook from what happened.
If I'm a fan buying a ticket and I can only go to one UFC event, I buy the ticket that has Charles Oliveira's name because of the entertainment factor that you bring in to the sport. If we look, we got Chandler, we got Poirier, we got Gaethje, all finished. Now we got Makhachev. Many would concede that you are the best lightweight right now, but are you the best lightweight of all time?
Eu acho que na realidade é tudo time, é tudo tempo.
I think it's all about timing. There was a time for everyone. There's a time for BJ Penn. There's a time for Khabib, and it's now was my time. I can't go back in time and face BJ Penn. I can't go back in time and face Khabib for all who cares. He's not coming back. So all I have to do is just do what you need to do and work on building a legacy and making history. I've always talked about this, building a legacy, and that's where we're here. I'm here to actually build and leave a legacy and continue on my time. I just think it's a timing issue, and it's my time.
With that in mind, we know the UFC are going back to Brazil next year. The champion has to be on that card, doesn't he? He has to fight in Brazil in front of his people.
Sure, that's exactly what's going to happen. I'm going to win here, and I'm going to fight in January in Brazil.
Tell me how this plays out on Saturday night.
Eu vou nocautear o
I'm going to knock out Islam Makhachev in the first round.